It's me again. Hello, new followers. Hello again to my old followers. Hello again to confused followers. Hello again to everyone. Today's drink is called the Lucky Monk Mead. It's very cinnamony. If you like cinnamon and mead, perhaps this is for you. It's okay. It's good enough. All right. Remember, today is the 27th. Tomorrow is the 28th. I'm not expecting any news tomorrow about MMTLP. That press release that we got on the 27th was given to us on the 3rd. There's another rumor says SEC reports a 1012B if this is a spin out into a private company with a dividend. Much like Dr. Pepper, except Dr. Pepper was a public. But there could still be a private company element to this. Let's talk about EIG. I've talked about EIG before in a few other videos. And I always thought that they'd be a big player in buying the Ore Grande. Sorry, this is itchy. I tend to squirm a lot, and this is itchy. It's alright. My horse squirms a lot. I squirm a lot. I guess we go together. We're both squirmers. EIG, I always thought was a big player. And seeing the Chesapeake energy, I thought about EIG instantly. I'm like, I saw the Chesapeake. Yes. Okay. So I'll cite this article. EIG, Chesapeake. EIG owns a big stake in a couple of Chesapeake plays. They have Chesapeake Cleveland play and the Chesapeake Utica play. As I say before, EIG owns Torchlight's drilling contractor Maverick Operating LLC. And EIG also owns Meso 4, Meco 4, which bought the Torchlight Winkler asset. So there's a big connection there with EIG. And EIG has a lot of money. EIG also, in April through June, bought this 49% stake in the Armaco Saudi Arabia oil pipeline. They bought a 49% stake. Armaco, the Saudi Arabia oil company. And then Armaco says, let's raise some capital, baby. More up for sale of this pipeline. Let's raise more capital, baby. And EIG was a contender. Now, remember how I said oil's hush hush? People were still speculating on the Shell deal. Before it was announced, people were still speculating that Devon or Chevron were in it. ConocoPhillips had taken control of the Shell property by that time. Similar case. The Saudi royal family had put up the pipeline for sale. Again, another big chunk, another 49%. I thought at first that BlackRock had bought EIG's share and EIG just flipped it in 6 months because maybe HSBC Bank was hurting for money. You know, that Evergrande and Hong Kong Shanghai Bank, HSBC was hurting. They're chugging along. Even so, EIG tried to buy another 49% stake. So EIG would have like a 98% stake in this Armaco pipeline in Saudi Arabia. But they were beat by BlackRock. Now, EIG had bought their share for 49% at a cost of over $12 billion in April. That's when the deal was announced, and it was finalized in June. BlackRock, and EIG was competing for BlackRock on this other part, but BlackRock beat them out. How much were they paying? Were they going to pay another $12 billion? $13 billion? BlackRock paid $15. And this happened in December. This happened December 6th. Coincidentally, NextBridge updates their website on the 17th. So EIG has some money to burn. Maybe they're going to back NextBridge after all. Or maybe they're going to back it regardless. They have some money to burn this year. They were going to spend over, $25 billion on some pipeline in a year. They got some money to spend. Like I said, they're a very big Santa Claus venture capital firm. Torchlight has connections with this company before. And the timeline matches up with EIG trying to bid on it since June on this other sector of pipe, on royalties. They get a 49% stake in it. They had their 49% stake. They wanted another 49% stake that was up for grabs. And they were bidding against some other companies, but BlackRock got it. Interestingly, BlackRock got it. They outbid EIG. And people are still speculating EIG even after the deal went through. I'll cite this article from Al Jazeera, which talks about it. The Reuters article you had to pay, and it wasn't too... It seems so similar. I thought at first that BlackRock bought EIG share, and EIG profited $3 billion. No, EIG's in it to win it. No. So EIG had the better deal. EIG's stake in the Armaco pipeline in Saudi Arabia, it's for 49%. You charge money to chug some oil through. EIG gets 49% of that. And they paid over $12 billion, like $12.5 billion, and it's for a 25-year lease to get 49% stake. That's a good deal because BlackRock got bidded up so much. They paid over 15, it was like $15.4 billion for a 49% stake for only 20 years. EIG got a way better deal, but they were still bidding. EIG thusly has, at least another $12 billion to burn. Gee, I wonder where you could put $12 billion right now. Maybe they have to spend $12 billion. Excited upon this news, I called the EIG offices in Houston and left messages. The Houston voice box was full. I had to leave a message at the Washington, D.C. office. And I sent an email to the company asking if they have any investor partnerships with NextBridge, as a lot of people from that company have ties to other EIGs, such as Chesapeake and Maverick. So I got very excited. So that's my news for today and my speculation. And because EIG's just kind of doling out cash for energy assets right now, I got very excited about the dividend, and my conviction still remains high, 29 to 46 on the dividend. Like I said, I'm sticking with my 35.34 based on a 70 something dollar strike price. I'm sticking to be conservative, and that was based on 3.1 billion barrels of oil. We know if you looked at the site, it's on 3.2 billion barrels of oil. So my conviction remains very high in this dividend, and I'm not expecting anything tomorrow, guys. I am expecting, though, a drilling update, which could happen maybe on the 31st after hours. So you might not see any paperwork if it's going to be a private company acquisition, or it's going to be direct buy. You might not see any SEC filings until after things are announced, which might happen after the shares from MMTLP go into Oilco. And if you read the exceptions, I've talked about this. If you read the exceptions for 10-12B, it's like doing a chemical reaction with lead. There's so many exceptions for lead. It's like, okay, well, if it's a private company, you don't have to. If it's a public company, but it's this amount, then you don't have to make a release until after the acquisition, but before the first day of trading. I'm like, ah. And if it is a private equity in a private company, like you do get the cash element and then a share in the private company, that's private equity. That's fine too. And a lot of people would be very happy with that, as it would cause a lot of buying pressure then. So, because that's your unobtainium element would be that share in the private company. But my conviction remains high on the dividend. I just saw that so much today. Having said, like, I'm not expecting anything for tomorrow, but I saw it so much today. I have to remind people, like, remember, we already know what's going to happen. We were told this earlier. But the EIG thing, like I said, I'm on the case about that. I think I might have better luck with EIG than talking with Chesapeake, but I still have to call Chesapeake back after Thursday is a good time to call back. A lot of businesses around here for Texas are still like just coming down off that holiday. It's a difficult time. All right, guys, that's today's update. Enjoy. I will see you soon. Goodbye.